Compliments. Everybody loves them. So we're going to talk about them, right? We're going to talk about the fragrances that absolutely murdered last year, 2024. Most complimented fragrances of the year. You want to see them? Let's go. All right, people. What you are looking at right now is every fragrance worn by me that was complimented last year in 2024. And there were a lot of them. 52 to be exact. That's like a friggin' compliment a week. Every single fragrance you see here got lit up with compliments. No lies, no exaggeration. You know I'm not about it, because I don't give a damn about compliments. But I know you guys do. And we get it started. All right, so we're going to jump right in. Every single fragrance that was complimented last year in 2024. 52nd most complimented was coming out of the house of Montal, and this is called Pink Ecstasy. All right, 52nd most complimented. Let's move on to the 51st most complimented. I'm doing this live, so if the voice goes in and out, you know why. Coming out of the house of Zoologist, and this is Hummingbird, right? My daughter especially loves Hummingbird on me. By the way, I'm going to be doing a fragrance video with her really soon. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with the house of Zoologist. That's all I'm saying. I think it's going to be pretty cute. Moving on.
Little bitch, look, I started from the bottom and now I'm rich. I got in my bag and I ain't looked back since.
Coming in at number 50, Montal, Orange Flowers. And this one got love from the co-workers. Amazing fragrance. 49th most complimented of the year, Mancera, Choco Violetta. My neighbor next door came over, pretty much lost his mind. He said, oh my God, that really smells good. It smells chocolatey. There you go. Choco Violetta. Moving on.
Living sin 10 years ago.
48th most complimented of the year is coming out of the house of Zerjoff. Leda. Co-workers loved it. Moving on.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
In at number 47, Profumum Roma, Alba. Now, this one is a little crazy, and I'm going to tell you why. The biggest compliment I got on this fragrance was, believe it or not, my wife. She, again, if you've been following me, you know she doesn't even like fragrance. Can't stand them. She will not give me a compliment straight out. You know, she won't say, oh my God, you smell good. She'll never do that. Everybody else does, she does not. The only thing she'll say is, oh, you smell like, you smell spicy today. Or you smell like citruses today. Or you smell chocolatey, right? She'll never go, you smell good. However, if she doesn't like it, she'll literally let me know, quick, fast. All right, she'll be like, oh, I can't stand it. Is that oud? Oh, get it away from me. But when she does like it, she'll just say, oh, you smell like such and such today. Right? Kind of like a backdoor compliment, if you will. Let's move on. 46th most complimented, Mancera. Oud Violet. This is a powerhouse. Again, co-workers loved it. 45th most complimented is coming out of the house of Zerjoff. And this is called Richwood. One of the most expensive fragrances in my entire collection. And it's a good one. If you like sandalwood, you'll love this. Once again, co-worker. Oh, you smell good. 44th most complimented. This one's coming out of the house of Lorraine Maison. I think that's how you pronounce it. Epine Mortel. Once again, my wife, backdoor compliment. This is a nice fragrance though. A lot of people don't know about this. This is great. Once again, Epine Mortel.
If you knew we could stay dry against the rain.
43 is from Mancera, and that's called Wild Python. Now, for Wild Python, I obviously, for those of you who know, I do own my own business. I have a karate school, and one of my students flipped over it. He goes, "I'm not trying to be weird or anything, sir, but I don't know what you're wearing, but it smells incredible." And there you go, Wild Python. 42, Dom Rosa, Liquid Imaginaire. Co-worker and my daughter. Loved it. Number 41 is coming out of the house of Ramon Bejar, and this is called Deep Amber. You don't hear anything about this. I've never heard anybody say anything about this fragrance ever. But it is a monster. Once again, this is getting crazy, I know. My wife loved it on me. This time, she did say, "That smells good."
Say what?
Never says that, ever. But she said it this time. Because this is a friggin'... Oh, and by the way, be careful on trigger. This is a powerhouse. I've had it for years, and I'm not even halfway to it yet. Moving on.
Every little thing I do, you're on my mind.
We have now cracked the top 40. Once again, Profumum Roma. This one is called Dolce Aqua. If you've been following me for all these years, you know this remains, and it is by far the sweetest fragrance ever. Like, I don't even know if there's a fragrance sweeter than that. This one only takes about one spray, like one, maybe two at the very outside, and you're good to go. And even that has to be like underneath a shirt or something, because if you don't, people are gonna die.
Your first appearance are dead.
It's very sickly sweet, but I love it. Big time coconut. Moving on.
I'm popping magnums while jigging back something. Watch platinum, got jet lag from.
Next one is coming out of the house of Montal. Golden Sand. Most of these are by co-workers, all right? Co-workers actually making a point to come into my office or come around me just to see what I'm wearing that day. Once again, Golden Sand.
I won't forget no lies yet. I'm so upset midnight naked.
38th most complimented, coming out of the house of Amouage. Boundless. I have two friends of mine. They're a couple. They're getting married actually in March. We went out one night to a restaurant, had dinner, and they flipped over it. Boundless is a monster. Next up is number 37, and although it is brand new to my collection, it's already getting blitzed with compliments. It's from Mancera, Cosmic Pepper. Cosmic Pepper is one of the few fragrances that got complimented by perfect strangers. I was standing in line at a theme park ride, and a perfect stranger behind me said, "Somebody smells really good," and the person they were with agreed. This happens, by the way, more frequently than you might think. Like, strangers will not be afraid to compliment you, especially at Disney and Universal and SeaWorld or whatever. Because I'm sure it's refreshing to a lot of the people walking around the theme parks, especially here in Florida, where it's always hot. Most of the time it's hot, like wicked hot, and people are stinking like friggin' large Italian subs with like extra sauce and extra onions. Not a good thing. And here I am, even when sweating like a barbarossa, still up here smelling like a goddamn snack. You better know it. Anyway, Perfect Strangers, Loved Cosmic Pepper. Done. Coming in at number 36 is probably one of the most hated fragrances, and I bet I can guarantee you that you already know what it is. One of the most hated fragrances, which I don't understand at all. I'm just going to go ahead and drop it. Baccarat Rouge 540. I don't know why so many fragrance people, mostly fragrance boots, don't like this fragrance. It's really weird. What I don't understand about a lot of fragrance heads is that they'll fall in and out of love with fragrances. I've never understood that. For shit. Excuse my English. I never understood that. I mean, I do understand if, like, let's say you have one or two fragrances and you wear one of them, you know, over and over and over again, and you get sick of it. That I can understand. But one of the craziest reasons for them not liking the fragrance, these are the people that used to like it, but because there are so many fragrance houses that duplicate this, they seem to think or perceive that everybody's wearing it. I'm going to tell you all something, all right? The overwhelming majority of the entire Earth's populace doesn't even wear fragrance, right? I mean, if you smell 5 or 6 people in the course of, you know, a month or two that are wearing this or something like it, and you think that's a lot? Kid, you're nuts. I mean, no, it's not. Not even close. Consider yourself lucky. You're still very unique, all right? And I don't fall out of love with a fragrance just because a lot of people seemingly are wearing it. That just means they have taste like mine, and I'm good with that. But I digress. Anyway, a couple of co-workers. Oh my God, you smell so good. And that's how it goes, brother. Hate it if you wanna, but there's no denying. It's popular for a reason. Baccarat Rouge 540. 35th most complimented. Overture. Amouage. One of my friends, Stacy, fell in love with it. Literally fell in love with it. As you can see, I haven't really worn a lot of this, and it's only because it's wicked powerful. Because I normally go hard, but you can't with this one. Once again, Overture.
You may be fine on the outside, but so untrue.
34th most complimented fragrance of the year 2024 is again coming out of the house of Amouage. And this is Enclave. One of my students, Master Hill, you smell so good. You always smell so good. I like this. Enclave.
Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on their ass. Yeah, somebody gotta do it.
33 from the house of Electimus. Amber Aqualaria. I went to pick up my kid from school early. I walked by a bunch of kids, and one of them was like, "Oh, something smells good." And the other one was like, "Yeah, it's like cereal."
What's so funny?
It made me laugh, but it was pretty funny. Either way, they liked it, and a couple of co-workers as well told me that I smell good. Amber Aqualaria is a monster. Moving on.
Here we go. Can y'all really feel me? Baby girl, East Coast, feel me. West Coast, feel me. Can you feel it?
32nd most complimented. BDK Passasoir. Stranger Danger. I was walking through Disney Springs, what we used to call downtown Disney. And there's a line to get inside. You know, they have to check your metal detectors and all that crap. You know, America. And someone behind me in the line to get in, you know, said to somebody else, I don't know who that is, but whoever it is smells awesome.
I know.
Passasoir. Moving on. Next up is the 31st most complimented fragrance of 2024. And this is coming out of the house of Amouage. Lyric Man. As you can see, OG, non-magnetic cap. This is a monster. Again, Stranger Danger. I'm telling you guys, this happens a lot more than you might think. One of the rides at Universal Studios is called Rip Ride Rocket, right? It's headache inducing. Even though I love roller coasters, this one rattles your head around. If you've ever been there and you've been on it, you know what I'm talking about. Doesn't really matter because it's going away. Next year it's gone. They're going to build another roller coaster in its place. But anyway, standing in the queue of Rip Ride Rocket, and a girl in the line said, tapped me on the shoulder. Is that you? What are you wearing? I told her. She said, I love that. There you go. Lyric Man. Coming in at number 30, Montal, Crazy in Love. Again, Stranger Danger. This time, SeaWorld. Now, again, if you've been following me, you know I have annual passes to every single theme park in the Central Florida area. Okay? Universal, Disney, and SeaWorld. Again, a lot of people in Florida will not hesitate to compliment you. Right? And 99.9% of the time it's girls. It's women. This time I was standing in the queue for a specific ride called Voyage to Atlantis. I don't remember if it was Voyage or Journey to Atlantis. I might pause the video and look it up. Nope. I think it's Journey. It's Journey to Atlantis. And you know how the queues wind around? If you don't, I'll show you a quick video right here.
10 left now. Move them up to the outbuildings.
Yeah, so one of the girls and a few others were in line, and when you pass by them, you know the fragrance is going to punch them in the face. It always does, right? Always smell good. Anyway, again, the girl's like, oh, someone smells really good. And they yelled that. They said it loud enough so that I heard it. I knew what was happening. Again, they don't hesitate to compliment you at all. It's nice and it's funny at the same time. Right? But anyway, Crazy in Love killed it at SeaWorld. Moving on.
So what's that supposed to be about, baby? Girl, free up your vibe and stop acting crazy.
This next one is going to shock you. All right? Especially if you've ever smelled it. And it is number 29, and it's coming out of the house of Amouage, and this is Opus 13. Silver Oud. I know, I can see your eyes popping out of your head right now. This is an oud bomb right here, people. And it's a monster. Luckily, I'm not afraid to wear anything, right? As long as it smells good to me, I'm wearing it. Because if you don't know this about me, let me be the first to clue you in. The only person's opinion about my fragrance that matters is me.
Yeah, me. Me.
Contrary to popular belief, among boots, not every person has an aversion to oud. There are people who are not even fragrance heads who love the smell of it. Don't get it twisted, guys. I mean, I get it. Fragrance is subjective, right? People like to say that stupid stuff like, oud smells like fecal matter.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't. It really doesn't. And it all depends on what it's mixed with as well. Silver Oud is a monster. My coworker, funnily enough, is from the Middle East. Okay, so there you go right there. You already know that they wear oud exclusively over there, and she absolutely loved it, and so did a couple of other coworkers who are not from the Middle East. This is a banger. Silver Oud. And at number 28 is another really sweet fragrance. Not quite as sweet as Dolce Aqua. Holidays by Mancera. This one, before I got You Smell So Good, was an oh my God. This is a nice fragrance right here. And that's why it came in at 28. But in at 27. Again, Mancera. Another oud fragrance that got lit up with compliments, and it's Oud S. Don't let them fool you, people. It's not what you think. Okay? This one, co-workers flipped over it. Oud S is a very unique fragrance. If you see, the level hardly touched. And that's because it is a beast. Wicked, wicked powerful. So you must be careful on the trigger. Moving on.
Baby, you're all I need to get by. No one
Third Mancera in a row. Another oud fragrance. Black Intensive Oud. I work in a huge office, so there are tons of people around me all the time. This one was one of the favorites of the co-workers, right? One of the co-workers was like, I've never smelled anything like it. I have to have the name of that. Wrote it down, boom, Black Intensive Oud. BBK, Baccarat Rouge. In Act 24, Montal, Velvet Fantasy. Went to a restaurant. As soon as I walked into the restaurant, right, I heard someone say, oh, something smells real good in here. Yeah, it was me.
It was me!
Let's move on. Second Montal in a row. The 23rd most complimented of the year. Tropical Wood. Again, went out to a restaurant. A couple of friends lost their minds over this. This fragrance is incredible. If you've not sniffed this, you owe it to yourself to do so. Once again, Tropical Wood. Let's go. We are moving on to the 22nd most complimented fragrance of the year, and it's coming out of the house of Mancera. Sandalwood. In at number 21, Mancera, Red Tobacco. This time we went to a theme park with friends, got hugs all around. Two of my friends, oh my God, you smell amazing. Red Tobacco. Moving on. And for the second time in this video, 3 Manceras in a row. Here's the third, Musky Garden. That is slept on. Completely friggin' slept on. Not a lot of people talk about this one, right? I went to my local niche boutique, La Jetée, got a hug from one of the owners. She was like, oh my God, you smell so good. Musky Garden. Moving on.
What you think, huh?
19th most complimented. From Amouage, Beach Hut. Went into my office. Funnily enough, my boss, she complimented me on this. She's like, can I have the name of what you're wearing? It smells really good. And then a couple of other friends said that it smelled good as well. 18th most complimented, Electimus, Pomona Vitalis. 2 co-workers. Both of them, oh my God, you smell so good.
I know!
This fragrance right here, super. It's not a wonder that people loved it on me. You like it powdery? Jump on it. Once again, Pomona Vitalis. 17th most complimented of the year, Mancera, Gold Incense. This is great. Another theme park, this time Epcot. The Ride Soarin'. If you don't know what Soarin' is, if you've never been on it, it's a long queue. And I literally heard someone behind me, right, like 2 people behind me. Somebody smells really good in here today. Gold Incense.
And the sunrise smiles on everything around.
Number 16, Montal, Oud Jasmine. I took my daughter to New York because she's acting now, you know, she's doing like plays and shows and stuff like that, even TV commercials. And she was doing an acting camp up in New York, and we were in the hotel lobby, and one of my ex-students, because she moved up there, she came down to meet me, say hi, whatever. And there was a lady in there. First of all, when my ex-student came up and gave me a hug, she told me how good I smelled. And then stranger, I think she was selling timeshares. I walked by her, me and my ex-student walked by her, and she said, wow, one of you guys smells really good. And my ex-student turned around and said, that's him. He always smells good. And she was like, that is absolutely fantastic. Ooh, Jasmine.
So up on feet, somewhere there's music playing.
15th most complimented, Amouage. Imitation Woman. A couple of friends of ours went out as a couple, and our kids went to have dinner. They both fell in love with it. As well as, I went to one of the places in my neighborhood called Fruta, and it's just like a fruit bowl. They make smoothies and stuff like that, a lot of healthy stuff. And the cashier asked me, hey, what cologne are you wearing? So I told her, and she was like, that really smells good. Imitation.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
Hooking up with
Second Amouage in a row, this time, Epic Woman. Once again, co-workers, Eric, as usual, you smell fantastic today. 13th most complimented fragrance of the year, Montal again, Sensual Instinct. We flew up to DC and then drove into Maryland. My wife's niece got married, and her stepsister, at the end of the night, it was friggin' cold though. At the end of the night, we were leaving, everybody, we got to know each other, everybody was cool. She gave me a hug, and she was like, wow, you really smell awesome. Sensual Instinct. Let's move on. 12th most complimented, again, Montal, Nepal Oud. This is a sleeper. Somebody walked into my office and was like, hey, do you have like a diffuser or something in here? It smells really good. Like, no diffuser. It's my fragrance. Nepal Oud. Loved it. Moving on. 11th most complimented of the year, Phoebe Peacock. Besame mucho. I was at a school and I walked into the AV room, and there were students in there doing some, audio visual stuff or whatever. And one of them said, hey, do you smell that? And the other one was like, it smells really good. She said, it smells like a man's cologne.
Come on, you could say it's okay, I know.
Besame mucho. We are now cracking the top 10 of the most complimented fragrances of the year. From the house of Nishani, Hasavat. Everybody knows this, Pineapple Bomb, except no substitutes. Co-worker loved it, student of mine loved it. Hasavat. Number 9, Mancera, Jardin Exclusive. I love how some people love to talk smack about me and other people like me who like to smell good 24/7. And they will always tell you how it's completely wrong to wear a fragrance to the gym. A video on that at a later date. But one of the dudes that I don't really work out with him, but he's cool with me. We say hi to each other. You know how it is. Like, gym heads always give the nod or whatever. And I was talking to one of my friends, and he came up and said hi, whatever. And he goes, man, I got to tell you, every time you come in here, you smell not like $1 million. He said, you smell like $1 billion. And I was wearing,
and I don't mind telling you, I was wearing
Jardin Exclusive that day at the gym. There is no place where fragrance is off limits, ever. Smell good 24/7. Once again, Jardin Exclusive. Eighth most complimented, Profumo Roma. This is a friggin' masterpiece right here. This is one of the greatest amber fragrances in fragrance history. You're gonna be hard pressed to F with this. Absolutely stunning. My wife and I went to a play. I don't remember what we saw. I'm not really into plays. You know, that's my wife and my kid. My kid, because she stars in them and she likes to go see them. I don't really care about them that much. But, you know, I got to play the father. So we went there. We went to a show, and then we were sitting probably like maybe third row. And when I walked by everybody. You know, Double A was punching the hell out of everybody. So this one lady came, and she was going to go to the left of me. I was sitting on the very right end. So she walked. I had to get up, obviously, to let her in. And when I did, she goes, "Whoa, you really smell good. What are you wearing?" Told her who it was by. She typed it in on her phone. She's probably going to get it because I don't gatekeep. F that. That's stupid. But anyway, fell in love with it. Ambra Oreya. Seventh most complimented is Rabbit from Zoologist. Oh man, I've said it in a previous video. This is by far, easily the best offering from this house. People flip over this fragrance when I wear it. I mean, it is that good.
I used to be sad. I used to be shy.
Coming in at number 6, and these high ones are gonna shock a lot of you, I guarantee it. From Mancera. Black to Black. Oud bomb. Yet, people flip over it. 3 of my neighbors. I can tell you exactly when this was. This was on Halloween. I live on a cul-de-sac. And all of our neighbors are wicked cool with each other. So instead of like having, most of us, instead of having the people come down and do trick-or-treating on the cul-de-sac, we go to the end of the cul-de-sac. Or I guess it's the beginning. It's the entrance of the cul-de-sac where we have a table and we put all of our candy out, and my neighbor goes and grabs a speaker. He's a DJ like myself, and he's playing music and he's on the microphone. And when I walked over there, 3 of my neighbors lost their minds over this fragrance right here. Black to Black killed it.
Maybe the world is blind, or just a little unkind.
5th most complimented. Another one that's probably going to shock us. People absolutely love this fragrance on me, and it's coming out of the house of Zoologist, and it's Civet. Don't let the name fool ya. Don't let the freshy heads fool ya. This fragrance murdered the game last year. Murdered it.
Big joke.
Now, let me tell you what happened with this one. I went back to New York because my daughter had another show up there. So we stayed right in Manhattan. And the hotel we were staying at, a server, I think it was from like he said it was from Rwanda. And apparently he said they're working into fragrances over there, which is great. But anyway, he said, "What are you wearing? You're wearing cologne, right?" I love when they call it cologne. But I was like, "Yeah, I am." He goes, what do you call it?" So I told him. He said, "You mind if I write it down?" I was like, "No, not at all." He didn't have a pen, neither did I. So what I did was I reached into my bag and I grabbed it. And I showed it to him. He took a picture of it. So the next day, this was at breakfast. And the next day we went down to breakfast. So obviously I was wearing something different. He said, "I bought it last night as soon as I got home." I'm like, there you go. Civet murdered it. This is a friggin' awesome fragrance right here. Very smoky. Big time compliments. 4th most complimented. I'm telling you, these are going to blow you guys away because you're not going to believe what's scoring high over here. This is from Amawaz. The Blue Beast Interlude Man. As you can tell, non-magnetic cap. This is the OG. You ready for it? Here we go again. Once again, theme park. This time, Universal Studios. This wasn't the Universal side, it was the Islands of Adventure side, because I remember I was standing in line for Hagrid, which is one of the most incredible rides ever. I'm still a kid, whatever. You guys already know I'm a theme park junkie. I'm not only addicted to fragrances, I'm addicted to theme parks too. But anyway, I was in the queue waiting for Hagrid's, and Hagrid's is both indoors and outdoors. The queue for Hagrid starts outdoors, but it finishes indoors. Anyway, I was in the outside portion, and it was like wicked hot. So again, for all the people saying, oh, you can't wear heavy fragrances in the summertime when it's hot. Wrong.
You're wrong.
Wrong answer.
You're wrong.
2 teenage girls standing behind me. And they came up behind me. It's like, whoa, do you smell that? She's like, that smells really good. There you go. Interlude man. Let's move on.
You're getting wrong. Come on. Dealing with it. Come on.
Third most complimented of the year is from Montal, and it is Infinity. Brother. This is a standout compliment. I got several that day, but this is a standout compliment. One of my coworkers, who is Hispanic, so again, you know, they're not like Americans because they're not, you know, hung up on everything and afraid to compliment you because you might bring them in on the HR carpet. I don't care about any of that. You know, you compliment me, I thank you, I move on. All innocent. Anyway, this one, not so much, but it kind of made me laugh. She goes, Mr. Hill, every single time you come in here, you smell amazing. I don't know what you're wearing today, she goes, but you smell like candy and I just want to eat you.
What? That is so inappropriate!
Whoa. Okay. Anyway, she asked me what it was and I told her, and that was it. Party's over. But Infinity killed it. And that's why it came in at number 3. Moving on to number 2. Once again, Montal. Another sleeper. White Oud. Murders everybody when you wear this sucker. Believe me. Sadly, I was at a funeral. And I don't really get all personal and stuff in my personal life. I don't really get into that stuff. You know, I'm not the type of person that goes all over social media talking about my personal life. I don't do that. I'm wicked private. However, I was at a funeral and I did spray up. And I wasn't the only one. So before you started on me saying, oh, you shouldn't wear fragrance to a funeral, that's in bad taste. Stop it. Cut it out. We don't play that.
Shut up already. Damn.
But anyway, flew back up home to Boston, went to a funeral. Everybody loved this fragrance on me. Everybody who I hugged was like, oh, you smell really good. Oh, you smell awesome. Oh, what are you wearing? Nobody ever heard of it. Nobody ever smelled anything like it. That's why it came in number 2. White Oud. And now.
1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
The fragrance that murdered everybody. All other fragrances and came in at numero 1. The most complimented fragrance of the whole year of 2024 is coming out of the house of Arabian Oud. This is fairly new to my collection. And here it comes right now. Boom. Madawi Gold Edition. Everybody at my office, because I brought it. You already know the story behind this fragrance. If you don't, go back to my other video, right? On one of my hauls. Everybody, I got the most intense compliments from this fragrance, from my coworkers, that I've gotten from all the others. They really love it. And this all straight up Middle Eastern fruit basket with a lot of smoke. This is the most complimented fragrance of 2024. Everybody loved it on me. And that's my video. I'm out of here. You guys have a great day, all right? Talk to you later.
Watch out for the road runner. Watch out, or he'll run you right down. Watch out for the road runner. Fastest boy in town. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out.